Hello and welcome to the Insights and Motivation YouTube podcast. Yes, this is an AI-generated content, but remember, there was a human at the beginning of it, creating and curating this material with care and purpose. I request you, dear listener, to step aside from any bias and listen to the message itself. Take the message, not the messenger. That is the key. The same is true for the rest of the playlists and podcasts on this channel, each designed to inspire thought, dialogue, and transformation. Now, let me begin the podcast. Democracy in universities and colleges, social justice and equity. No democracy is complete without equity, and no university or college can truly embody democratic values without ensuring fairness in access, opportunity, and outcomes. At this stage of life, students are young adults navigating identity, economic pressures, and social belonging. They are keenly aware of inequalities around them, whether in finances, cultural representation, or academic opportunity. A democratic campus responds by building systems that do not simply offer the same to all, but offer what is needed to each, so that every student has a genuine chance to thrive. Why is this principle so vital? Because higher education is often the gateway to social mobility. If equity is absent here, the doors of opportunity close for entire groups of students. Scholarships that fail to reach those in need, classrooms that favor certain cultural perspectives, or networks that exclude first-generation learners all reinforce the inequalities students sought education to overcome. Without equity, universities replicate injustice rather than challenge it. The advantages of embedding social justice and equity in higher education are transformative. Peer tutoring programs can bridge academic gaps for those who enter with fewer resources. Inclusive clubs and student organizations create safe spaces for minority voices to be celebrated rather than marginalized. Mentorship systems, particularly those connecting underrepresented students with faculty or alumni, offer guidance and opportunities that might otherwise be inaccessible. These practices signal to students, you belong here, and your success matters. Unfortunately, many universities still operate with blind spots. Admissions processes may favor those with financial or cultural privilege. Faculty may unconsciously privilege dominant perspectives in curriculum and research. Student services may cater more to those already equipped with confidence and networks. These oversights, intentional or not, leave marginalized students struggling in silence, often with consequences for mental health, academic performance, and long-term opportunities. The consequences of ignoring equity are stark. Campuses fracture into invisible divides between privileged students and those constantly playing catch-up. Dropout rates rise among disadvantaged groups. A sense of alienation takes hold, leaving some students believing they were never meant to be there in the first place. Beyond the campus, societies inherit the results, graduates who reflect and reproduce inequality rather than challenge it. But when universities commit to equity, transformation follows. Need-based scholarships can ensure finances do not dictate futures. Faculty trained in inclusive pedagogy can design classrooms where multiple perspectives are validated. Campus cultures that celebrate diversity can foster solidarity across differences rather than division. Students who experience fairness firsthand grow into professionals and citizens who carry that ethic into the wider world. Equity at the university level also fosters collaboration. When students mentor peers, advocate for inclusive policies, or organize to support vulnerable groups, they learn that justice is not a distant concept, but a shared responsibility. They begin to see their own privilege, however small or large, as something to use in service of others. These are the lessons that turn graduates into advocates for fairness in workplaces, communities, and governments. If universities ignore social justice and equity, they will produce graduates who are academically skilled but socially fragmented. But if they embrace equity sincerely, they will produce leaders who measure success not only by personal advancement, but also by collective uplift. Such graduates carry into society the conviction that fairness is not negotiable and that justice must be lived, not merely spoken. The university, therefore, becomes a training ground for justice. Every tutoring program, every inclusive club, every mentorship initiative is more than student life. It is democracy in practice. By embedding social justice and equity into higher education, institutions prepare not only competent professionals, but also compassionate citizens capable of building a society where opportunity is truly shared. Did this podcast resonate with you? Are you an educator or a higher authority with the ability to influence educational policy and reform? If so, I encourage you to share this podcast as widely as possible within your connections, and do share and subscribe to this channel. This channel has lots of playlists and educational, psychological content with a focus on how to improve all systems of education, corporate culture, and many such topics. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for our next podcast.